YouTube's Upside DIY. They basically took out that big old water cleaner type thing, water pump station area, and it's going to start drying up. And they basically put in the sewer lines. So they did a lot of work. You guys can't really see with this, but yeah, these walls are still pretty much the same. Like I said, they basically all the lines and everything was actually sticking out of this side of the concrete of the fence against this wall. When they first started working here, they pulled out all the plumbing lines, or just the water lines, and they basically made a pile like over there, right where the shadow is. There was just a pile of old pipes and things, and then it started to rain a lot, so they actually were out and about. They actually cut a lot of the streets just on this side and on the other side, and even they just basically finished up all these storm drains. You could kind of see main sewer drains. Those are perhaps connected to that pile of cement over there, or those cement tubes. Those are main sewage drains that pretty much connect sewage stuff and drains. And there's like I could see 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I can actually only see like 2 over there, 2 rows over there, and then like there's 1 row over here. I can see a couple manholes. They basically are going to get ready for the rebar and the cement or something. They have a pile of gravel over there. On this side they poured some cement already and made this wall so the street doesn't really collapse. And basically there's some power poles around. They even have their own right there next to the shed. But yeah, kind of what's happening on this side is there used to be just it kind of just rained, but they kind of dug maybe 5 feet deep in some areas, depending what was situated there. Maybe there was a septic tank and stuff like that they had to get out or move out. But right now, this is all, all the sewer lines are pretty much in the ground, perhaps. And they all connect to one sewer. I mean, it seems so easy, and pretty much they kind of left the little or there used to be kind of like like a makeshift pump and drain in this area, but it's pretty much probably going to go up to this wall and things. It's pretty cool. I like this wall that it looks like a maze. If we're in a basement and things, but it's just weird that it's not really like cemented together. It's actually just blocks piled up with each other or something. Maybe there's a thin mortar holding it together, but it doesn't look like there's any mortar at all between these walls. Like I mentioned in my last video, or between these bricks, it's just and below this whole wall, it's actually cement and rebar. They already kind of worked some areas to um, but how this wall, and even with the cement underneath, it's just a good job. I haven't really, it's just to bring up or it's just to make the the level of the structure, um, you know, pretty much. The only thing I kind of see is there's one piece of the wall that's actually lower than another part of the wall. So let's take a look at that. So right here is pretty much a driveway that used to be a driveway. There's actually 2 or 3 driveways that was here, and so that wall is pretty much. So the wall kind of gets a little higher, maybe by 1 row of blocks on the left side of me, just from this one area. I think that's how they might want it. Let's see on the other side, but yeah, below this wall, it's been rebarred and cemented. Well, at least up to here. I don't really see much of rebar and cement with the other side. It could just be but yeah, it looks like it's been it just goes up like half of this wall is actually higher than the other half, starting from kind of like this point. But I basically kind of wanted to videotape this during its stages, just to show you guys how clean and fast and clean the work goes, and even the, what they bring in and what they take out is pretty much pretty cool. Actually, this, and then the wall starts getting a little lower. Maybe they removed a row of blocks like that, block right. So it's pretty it's pretty much it doesn't make much sense without really figuring out where they're at, and all they're doing is they just put in the sewer lines. So there's rows of red sticks, and there's even these water lines. It's just all new. They took out the old stuff, put in the new stuff. I'm not really sure where it all went. Perhaps they sealed up some of the old pipeline. They just replaced, but they got the street all cut up and everything with the water saw. And then there's and even that pump thing used to pump the stuff out through here. But yeah, they got the street all cut up. I guess they I didn't really see them working on the street just yet, but they might plan to pipe in the new stuff for pretty much for the utilities. They're just cutting out the street to get to the utility lines, and they're gonna it's pretty weird that they do that, but they do that for utility lines, electricity, sewage, water, gas, electricity, sewer, water, gas. So that's like 4 utilities that go in first before they pour the cement. So yeah. And even on the other side, it's kind of cut up too. They're just so it's going to be real. This is probably the end of all the but they tore down a lot of stuff. They tore down like probably 3-4 structures that were pretty decent houses. That's worth like $1 million, or $600. Like the trailer park, the main big part had like 2 houses on it. And then there was a garage and another house, and basically they tore. And I've seen other construction sites around here that they're tearing down, and it's like, just for the demo, it's probably, pretty good. But I wouldn't spend what, let's say I buy a property with a house on it. I mean, you basically do buy the house and the property on it for whatever condition and value maybe. But, the way how they're building, it's like they only bought the land and didn't really care about the property or something. Or I wonder if there's any loopholes or anything that they got on an insurance bonus for architectural insurance and things, engineering insurance. But yeah, I mean, most average people, they buy a property and they got to fix up their house. They can't tear, that house to them is probably, everything that they paid for. But then, construction companies, they'll just tear it down, and it just seems like all they got paid for was just for the land, and and didn't even care about what was built on it. So it just seems weird. That's just something that you could think about if you're trying to find a better place to live. And so yeah, that's pretty much sewage lines, water lines, electricity. All it needs is gas, which might be on the other side. So you saw that street kind of cut out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They know where all the lines are, where they're marked and everything. That's quite a lot of things. Just, it's really tough. It's really tough to figure out how hard the job is and things, but that you gotta have good tools and a good plan, kind of plan ahead. So yeah, this is kind of one of those other sewers that was put here. So all they gotta do now is pretty much rebar and add cement, rebar and cement. Sometimes they put steel beams and girdies or something for the height wise in certain positions, or to so right here is pretty much the other side. So they gotta cut all this stuff, or they actually have access. They actually find the access first, and then they cover up these metal plates just to just when time is needed, they could actually, when time is right or whatever, when things get caught up and fixed up. But here's another one of these sewer. These are pretty much sewer lines. So this place has a bunch of sewer lines, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I guess this is some of the sewer line that they cut open. It's basically, they could have built like a big old swimming pool or a sports area, maybe even a small preschool or government, city government thing. But a lot of people, basically used to stay here in the trailers and things like that. It's a 1-story thing. They're trying to do a 2, 3-story, and really interesting stuff that that could be planned out. So we'll just have to wait and see the next things that they do. But I guess I'll just show you guys the rest of these and how, and basically, you know, some of the main sewer lines, drains, gas, electricity, and water. So we'll just have to wait and see when they finish up building in a year or two. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.